From the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Time for a look at this morning's top stories. A four-alarm fire that destroyed a towing warehouse in San Francisco is now contained. It started last night near Tolan Street and Evans Avenue and also destroyed a restaurant building and an upstairs residential unit. There are no reports of injuries. A driver is in custody and could face charges of attempted murder after allegedly plowing his SUV into a group of teenagers in Burlingame. It happened yesterday near Howard Avenue and Clarendon Road. Two victims are being treated for injuries at Stanford Hospital. The other two have minor injuries. Santa Clara County health officials now confirm a fourth case of coronavirus in the county. They say the latest patient caught the virus from being in the same home as the county's third case. It is a huge boost for former Vice President Joe Biden's struggling presidential bid. He won yesterday's South Carolina Democratic primary in a landslide. Now, meanwhile, California and other Super Tuesday states will hold primaries 2 days from now. Senator Bernie Sanders will take part in a downtown rally today at 1:30 in San Jose. A sad story out of Modesto this morning. Authorities say a baby, a 1-year-old, died and 6 other people were hurt when this house went up in flames. Firefighters were called to the scene around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon and rescued 2 people stuck inside. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. A major mishap at Stanford University construction site in Menlo Park. Crews accidentally hit a fire hydrant with a forklift. Water was gushing out at nearly 4,500 gallons per minute, flooding the construction site for more than an hour. Washington Governor Jay Inslee has declared a state of emergency after state health officials reported the nation's first coronavirus death. The victim was a man in his 50s. He had underlying health conditions, but also no recent history of travel and no contact with people known to be infected. President Trump addressed the nation soon after the death was announced.
It's certainly not a good situation. When you lose travel, that's a big part of market. But for a period of time, we're going to have to do whatever is necessary. Safety, health, number one. The markets will take care of themselves.
The virus is also slamming the stock market. Wall Street had its worst week in more than a decade over fears of the financial impact. The Dow dropped more than 3,500 points in the past week, and one analyst predicts it's going to get worse before it gets better.
I don't believe it's going to go that easily what we lost. And that keep in mind, it is very hard to recover the losses. We are not going to go in a recession or depression, but that's been said, market is going to continue to be scary, continue to be volatile.
The manufacturing, retail, travel, and tourism industries have all taken a hit. Several major conferences, including the Game Developers Conference, Facebook's Global Marketing Summit and F8 Conference, and Google's News Initiative Global Summit, were postponed or canceled. In other news, a man is in custody this morning after stabbing and robbing a 69-year-old man in Fremont. Officers arrested David Carrasquillo. On Friday night, police say that he and another suspect punched the victim in the face, stabbed him in the back, and stole his wallet. They found the suspect at the Bart Warm Springs station. The other suspect is still on the run. 54 UC Santa Cruz grad students have been fired after striking for higher wages. The student group posted the termination letter on Twitter. Now, they pushed back, commenting, "We didn't get a cost of living adjustment, so why should we stop striking?" Hundreds of students who were TAs have been demanding higher wages for weeks. The school had warned them to come back to work and release the grades of undergraduates or risk being fired. In Berkeley, residents are so fed up with trash from homeless encampments that lawmakers and volunteers didn't wait for Caltrans and cleared it themselves.
This area actually has not been cleaned by Caltrans since September. And frankly, the city council's fed up.
They tackled the trash yesterday from an encampment beneath the University Avenue overpass on Caltrans property. And as for the broader issue of housing the homeless, council members say they have programs in place, but they add the problem of homelessness in Berkeley is larger than they've been able to handle. A romantic blast from the past recreated in the Bay Area. Many of us remember that special moment when Monica and Chandler got engaged in the TV comedy Friends. Well, a Bay Area woman loved that scene so much, she recreated it at the AT&T store in San Francisco, where Friends pop-up set is on display. She won a photo shoot at the pop-up and decided it would be the perfect opportunity to pop the question on her boyfriend.
It just kind of worked out that Monica and Rachel's apartment was here, and I was able to get all of the pretty candles.
I'm a fan of the untraditional or the unorthodox, so I think it works out well, and I think it speaks to our relationship as a whole.
And family members of the happy couple traveled from Southern California to celebrate the engagement.